So, good evening, guys. Welcome back to this new lecture. Today, we'll be doing the last part of this chapter. And let me tell you, this is the last chapter for 11th standard. But we haven't covered the starting chapters such as quadratic equation, sequence, and series, and so on. So, what is our plan to do is, after completing this today, from the next lecture, we'll be doing short revision types sessions for like 2 to 3 lectures of the previous chapter that we haven't covered. That is, we'll be starting with quadratic equations. Please remember, we'll be starting with quadratic equations. Correct? So, yeah, guys, we'll start with quadratic equation from the next time, and let's jump into today's session, the last lecture for statistics. Now, in this lecture, I have brought you some of the JEE Main 2023 questions, which we'll be doing at the last. Correct? So you will get to know how questions are asked from statistics. Correct? Let's see now what we have. So welcome again, guys. Let's start. So measures of dispersion. Yes, anyone wants to say anything? Okay, fine. Let's start then. What the last topic for us today is this: comparison of two frequency distributions with same mean. Till now, if you remember, we talked about this a bit last time also, but we didn't do some like algebraic way. I just said, yeah, aisa hota. So what are we doing is comparison of two frequency distributions with same mean. As I told you last time also, if there are two batsmen or if there are two group of students, as I gave you an example of AIET 1 and AIET 2 also. So if I want to analyze the data of AIET 1 and AIET 2, that means the marks of AIET 1 and AIET 2 together, then I need a way to compare both the data. We're going to study this comparison of two frequency distribution with same mean. So let's get started. Yeah, with the same mean. So here we have, first let us define some standard notations. As you can see here, x1 bar with the mean and standard deviation of the first distribution. Just a second, let me check if my voice and all is clear. Is it clear, guys? Who all are there? Karthik, Mary, and Sai. All is clear, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, guys. Give me a thumbs up. All good? Hello. Karthik. Okay, thank you. Chalo. So let's start. And x2 bar and sigma 2 be the mean and standard deviation of second distribution. Correct? So now we have defined the, you can say the parameters. So the coefficient of variation. We know we talked about this in the last lecture. Coefficient of variation is a medium to compare the two data. So coefficient of variation, which is CV of the first distribution, will be sigma 1 upon x1 bar into 100. After this, CV is coefficient of variation. Second distribution, this. I want to compare both the distributions. That means I have to compare the distributions of both. That is CVs of both the distributions. So let's say what we have given x1 bar equals to x2 bar equals to x. Right, guys? Why? Because here the frequency distributions have the same mean. That means both of the means are same. So what can we do, guys? It is clear from 1 and 2 that CVs can be compared on the basis of sigma 1 and sigma 2. Why? Because x1 bar and x2 bar are the same. So let us start to compare two series with equal means. The series with greater standard deviation, greater variance is called more variable or dispersed than any other. As we all know this, guys, what is the significance of variance or standard deviation? Variance basically gives us the uh, number of how much the data is spread, right? So if the variance ka value is more, I mean, how much more, what is the more value that we have to compare between two data, right? So it is not an absolute quantity, it is a relatable quantity. That means if I have two sets of data, one of the set has variance 3, second set has variance 10. So obviously, some of you all have, please turn off the mics. Mary. Please, guys, make sure to turn off the mics of yours. Okay. Yeah. So as we know, what we were talking, the standard variance. कि अगर जिसका variance ज़्यादा है, that is more data spread out. Correct. Here, the series with lesser value of standard deviation or variance is said to be more consistent. Why? Because the data is more concentrated at some point. And if the data is more concentrated, we can expect more consistency at that area. Correct? Yeah. We saw the example also last time, the same example. The batsman Virat Kohli and Suresh Raina were there, right? Who was more consistent? Virat Kohli, because he scored runs very close to 40, 50, 40, 50, 40, 50. While Raina, he sometimes scored luck, sometimes scored 100, sometimes scored 80, and so on. Right? So his data points were very spread out. Now, the last one with equal means was very simple, guys. No need to, if the mean is equal, that means we just have to compare the standard deviation or variance. But the main problem comes, or the main cases which we see in the real life scenarios are when the means are unequal. Obviously, guys, mean equal is an ideal case. So we study with means unequal. If the means are unequal, then by just looking at standard deviation, we cannot say. We have to look at coefficient of variation. Correct? Chalo, let's see. So again, it's the same thing. X1 bar with a mean and X sigma 1 with a standard deviation. X1 bar not equals to X2 bar. So the mean of distribution A is less than mean of distribution B. And CV of distribution B is less than CV of distribution A. Then B is more consistent. Now this is a condition, guys, that mean and coefficient of variation are reciprocal of each other, right? That means inversely proportional. They are inversely proportional. That means if they are inversely proportional, if one of them increases, the other decreases. One of them increases, the other one decreases. That's what it is said here, that if the mean of distribution A is less than mean of distribution B. What does that mean? That means CV of distribution B will be less than CV of distribution A, as they are inversely proportional. Then B is more consistent. What do we say? The B data is more consistent. Let's see what we have next. Suppose the mean of distribution A is greater than mean of distribution B. That means CV will be reciprocal or inversely proportional. Then in this case, A is more consistent. Correct? Now, let's look at some questions, guys. These questions are not for, calculating or for giving you, such questions come in JEE. Obviously not, guys. Such types of question never comes in JEE mains. But since we are studying statistics, it is important to understand how to use the data and how to calculate it. For that purpose, we are doing, and also it can come in theory exam. Your final exam, which you'll be giving of 11th standard, it will be coming in that exam as well. But don't expect this type of question in JEE mains. So it is better you pay attention to understand these questions. Correct? So let's see. Okay. So here is the question. Lives of two models of refrigerators A and B. So there are two refrigerators A and B, right? So this is a given data. This is a life that is 0 to 2 years, 2 to 4 years. That means how much the refrigerator chalta hai. Like how much time you can use the refrigerator. So for model A में 0 to 2 years you can use 5 of them. 2 to 4 में 16 and so on. Obtained in a survey. Correct? Just a second. Okay. Chalo. Yes. Oh, yeah. So which refugee model would you suggest? Like obviously guys, this is a real life situation. If you know some, like let's say one of them is LG ka, one of them is Samsung ka. So which one would you prefer? Depending on the data, we can get which one would we prefer, right? Now this is a comparison of two data. Now the comparison of two data, we have to compare the coefficient of variation, right? So let's see, the table would look like this. We shall construct the following table, correct? The same table, guys, which we constructed till now, we have to construct it again, but the difference is we have to construct it two times for A and for B. So the calculation will be twice the calculation. So obviously, guys, such questions are will 99% of the time never asked in J. Here is the table. Pretty huge. CI. The class interval 0 to 2 years, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, and 8 to 10. Next, midpoint. We know that in class interval, when it is given, we need midpoint for calculation of xi. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Next is model A. So model A may we had Fi. How many of them were there? 5, 16, 13, 7, and 5. Summation Fi is 46. Fi. Come on. Now, guys, obviously, you don't practice at whatever it is, but I want you all to practice here. It's mental maths. Fast, come on, quickly. Multiply Fi and Xi and give me summation of Fi Xi. Come on, let's see. Who all are there today? Many of you all are present. So it is better that each one of you gives some of the answers. So yeah, Karthik. Come on, Karthik. Multiply summation, multiply Xi and Fi, and then add them all and give me answer. It should be your mental maths. Come on. Karthik, Santosh, Ganesh, last time you gave answers. Santosh and Karthik are left. So why are you guys leaving? Like when I asked you questions, Ganesh gave a lot of answers last time. Who else is there? Mary and Sai. Come on, Mary and Sai. Mary and Sai. Mary. Come on, guys. It's very simple. Just multiply Fi and Xi for each of them and then finally add them to get the answer. Who all are there? Come on, Mary and Sai. Can you hear me? Is my voice clear? Are you able to understand? Give me a thumbs up if it's all clear. Hello. Okay, superb. Sai, now that gave me the answer. Give me the answer. Come on. You can write it in the chat box. Come on, Sai. Hello. Yeah, I'll give you a minute. Then I hope it's already been a minute, but still extra you can take. Ganesh, are you there? You can do thumbs up if you can hear me. Ganesh. Hello, Sai. Is your answer there yet? Mary Lift 212. Okay, superb, Sai. Now let's see if your answer matches. So first is 5, 16 threes are 48. 13 fives are 65, 49 and 45. Then it is 200. Superb, Sai. Thank you so much. Okay, so next we have to calculate fi squared, right? And after that, we are going to do summation fi squared. This is for model A. Now the same thing we'll be doing for model B. The same thing which we had to do once in previous questions, here we have to do twice because two datas are given. So model B. Excuse me. Fi was given in the question itself. Fi xi square. Now I hope you know the formula of mean. Mean is, let me mark it here. Mean is summation fi xi upon summation fi. That means the mean for model A will be 212 upon 46. And similarly for model B. So let us calculate that. Model A के लिए 212.46 which is 4.6 and model B के लिए 6.06. So please now note the means are different. That means to compare them we need coefficient of variation. So let's calculate standard deviation. Here is the formula you can see in this cloud. The standard deviation is summation fi xi square upon n minus x bar the whole square. So we calculated summation fi xi square, which is 1221, right? And sigma a square comes to 5.38, correct? So this is the standard deviation, which is 2.319. The same thing we'll calculate it for B, right? Sigma B square we got 4.61, so 2.41. A coefficient of variation. I also remember the formula of coefficient of variation. It is sigma upon mean into 100. Standard deviation upon mean into 100. Standard deviation upon mean into 100. Here we are calculating for model A. So it will be standard deviation and mean of model A into 100. So this will become to 50.41. Now, the coefficient of variation xb bar. They have made a mistake in the notation. Sorry, guys. It shouldn't be xb bar, right? It should be coefficient of variation for B. Okay, no issues. So it comes down to 35. So you can see A का coefficient of variation कितना था? 50. And this is something around 35. So coefficient of variation of model B is less than model A. And we prefer the coefficient of variation which is less because the consistency is more. That means that it is more reliable. So that means the model B here is more reliable or more consistent than model A. And if it is more consistent than model A, then what do we say, guys? We prefer that model. Here, as you can see, the life of the life of a refrigerator is more consistent in model B than model A. That means we can say that you have to buy model B. Correct? Let's see. Hence, we suggest model B for the purchase. Next thing is the next question. The scores of the two cricketers A and B in 10 innings are given below. Who is better run getter and who is more consistent player? Now here there are two questions asked. Please understand, for consistent player. Okay, let me mark it here. Consistent player. Consistent player में we need CV, coefficient of variation. जिसका कम होगा दैट इज मोर कंसिस्टेंट. बेटर रन गेटर. बेटर रन गेटर मीन्स मीन. किसका मीन ज्यादा है? इफ द मीन इज ग्रेटर दैट मीन्स इन एवरी मैच you can expect him to score this runs. Now please mark my words, listen very carefully. It is not important that the better run getter is a more consistent player. It is not important that the better run getter is a more consistent player. Let's take an example. Suppose one of them is consistent but scores around 20 to 30 runs. That means in first match he scored 20, second match 22, third match 25, fourth match 18, fifth match 70. So he is consistent, right? He consistently scores around 20. But the second player scores 90 in the first match, second May he scores 50, third May he goes out for duck, fourth May he scores a century, fifth May he scores 20. So if you see, the better run getter is the second player. Why? Because his average. If you watch cricket, there is a statistic when a batsman come to bat, नीचे लिख के आता है average of the batsman. His average is more, right? इसका average ज्यादा है. Why? Because he scores more runs or better runs than the first batsman. But the more consistent is this. So there is absolutely no relation, or you can say that the consistent is the better run getter or vice versa. Correct? So yeah, let's see. So better run getter के लिए we have to calculate mean, and consistent के लिए we have to calculate coefficient of variation. Are you guys with me, everyone? Give me a thumbs up if this discussion was clear. Yes, guys. Is this clear? Sai, Ganesh, Karthik, you are back. Whenever I ask you a question, you leave the meeting, right? And then you again come back. Hello, Karthik. Are you able to hear me? See, again, left. Come on, guys. I'm just asking you, if you didn't understand, just say no or write it in the chat box, anything. But if you're understanding, give me a thumbs up. We'll go through it again. Don't worry. If I ask you, just don't leave the meeting. Just now somebody also left. And some new joined. Bhaskar. Hello, Bhaskar. Can you hear me? Okay, super. So let's see. You'll calculate this in this question, right? Some of the calculation, you help me with it. What did Bhaskar? Yes or no? Hello, Bhaskar. You can type in the chat box. You can give me a thumbs up if you're understanding or following what I'm saying. Hello, Bhaskar. Is my voice clear? Come on, guys. अभी मतलब if I only say every time, then you will get bored. I also get bored. The lecture should be very much communicative. Bhaskar, is my voice clear? Come on, guys. Karthik, can you hear me? Karthik, okay. So, are you willing to do some calculations of this question? If yes, you can give me a thumbs up. Karthik, are you willing to do calculations in this question? Hello, Karthik. See, again he left. Oh, okay. Sai, are you there? Chalo. Okay, guys. Let's continue with the question. I don't know what to do. So yeah, I hope you understood this, the meaning of consistency and better runs. So let's see the question again. Same thing, guys. We have to make the table for both of them. Correct? Now, as you can see here, the numbers are quite big. 121, 67, 38, and very odd numbers, right? So it is better we do the step deviation method for ease of calculations. So here, x bar we calculated, y bar we calculated. So this is xi, this is xi minus x bar. This is we are doing for variation. I hope you know how to calculate for variation. So xi minus x bar. X bar is 54. So we subtract every one of them from 54. So we get this minus 14, 29, and so on. After that, we square it. After that, we find the second one, yi, दूसरे batsman का. yi minus y bar and y minus y bar का square. Now, obviously, guys, such questions may we prefer doing step deviation method, right? And don't worry, such question doesn't come in your entrance exam, but yes, they can come in your final exam. Correct. Now we are ready with everything to calculate variance as well. Standard deviation will be this under root of sigma xi minus x bar the whole square upon n. So which comes to 32.55. And the second one comes to 32.68. Very close, guys. Very close. But still, coefficient of variation is 60.28 and here it is 86. Why the coefficient of variation is the variance is very same. Variance is same का मतलब क्या है guys? Variance is same मतलब both of them the data is concentrated in the same amount, but the mean you can see is different. So coefficient of variation of A is less than B, and whosoever coefficient of variation is less is more consistent. So we can say that A is more consistent, but as I told you, he will not be obviously the more run getter every time For run getting, you have to see the mean. So as you can see here, A ka mean is 54, B ka is 38, and 54 is greater than 38. So A cricketer is a better run getter, that means a better scorer. But who is more consistent? More consistent is cricketer A. In this case, both of them are the same. Why? Because his mean is also greater and his standard coefficient of variation is also less. But as I gave you an example, this might not be the case every time. So here, 100% the choice should be A, right? Obviously, guys, if you see the actual cricketing committee of India, when the captain and the coaches and the board meeting sits together and decide who players to select next or what youngsters to give a chance, they obviously look at this data, right? And whoever seems more promising is selected. Now, obviously, there is some sort of, or you can say some degree of personal opinion also involved. As you can see here, they cannot rely 100% on data. Obviously, guys, we are humans. So yeah, if someone feels like he should get a more chance or in more matches, then obviously if everyone agrees, then he gets a chance. I hope you have seen some movies, right? Like MS Dhoni, all of them selects the batter and they votes. Yeah, if they want them in a team, if the majority of them wants it, then they gave him a chance. Correct? So let's look at one last question, and then we'll see how questions in JEE main comes. Correct? Questions in JEE mains are usually very like logical and simple. You will see. So here, excuse me, the following table gives the daily wages of workers in a factory. Compute the standard deviation coefficient of variation of wages of the workers. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Here you can see we don't have to compare the two data. We simply have to get the coefficient of variation for the single data. Now you can see here again the numbers are very large. You can see 125 is 175, and then last में 525 is 575. So when such numbers comes, we prefer the step deviation method. Yes, here we are using the step deviation method. So here's the table XI. How to calculate XI, guys? XI is the midpoint. XI is the midpoint. So FI it is already given. DI. DI we have to assume a mean, right? Which we assume it as the central term. So here the central term is, we have selected as 300, right? So this is, let me mark it here. This is the assumed mean A. It was better if we selected 350, right? But it's fine, guys. You can select any. After this, FIDI, summation FIDI square, summation FIDI square, and lastly, A we have taken as 300. We already saw. So DI is this. So mean ka formula A plus mean of D into C. X bar is basically assume mean plus D bar, mean when we take D into C. C is the, you can say, the width, class width. Right here, the class width is 50. So what the mean comes? It comes to 278.47. What is the variance? Variance is C square upon N square. into n summation FIDI का square. Basically, we didn't remember this formula. The formula that we know is simple. Basically, get this n inside the bracket. So we have remembered this one. Summation FIDI square upon n minus summation FIDI the whole square upon n. Right? So this is the formula we know. It's the same thing, no worries. Which comes down to 88.52. Coefficient of variation is sigma upon x bar into 100. 88.52 upon 278 into 100, which is 31.79. Simple. Correct? So we got the coefficient of variation here. There is no need to compare the two data as we only have one data. Now, next thing is the PYQs. So here are the PYQs of JEE Main 2023. As you can see here, the dates are also here. It is of 24th January, the afternoon shift. So let's see. I hope you are familiar with AP. It's very simple. I'll end the slideshow and we'll do it here. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Come on, now I need you guys to be with me. Are you all ready, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Yes or no, guys? Come on. Sai, Ganesh, Bhaskar. Are you all ready for the question? Did you started solving already? Hello. Guys, Sai, are you there? Hello, Sai. Come on, guys, give me some response. Ganesh. Okay, Ganesh is here. And Bhaskar. What about Bhaskar? Bhaskar. Okay. So there are 6 numbers which are in AP. So let's say the first number is A. Then what will be the second number? It will be A plus D, right? Where D is the common difference. What will be the third number? A plus 2D. What will be the fourth number? A plus 3D. What will be the fifth number? A plus 4D. And the last number, A plus 5D. It is given that A1 plus A3 is 10. So if A1 plus A3 is equals to 10, that means A plus 2D is equals to 10. Right? We got this from here. That means A plus D is 5. We cancel out 2. Equation number 1. If the mean of these 6 numbers is 19 by 2, that means summation AI, all of the mean, upon how many of them are there? 6, is 19 by 2. We can cancel out 2 3s. So we'll get summation of AI is 19 3s, 57. What is summation of AI? It is A1 plus A2 plus dot 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 up to A6 is 57. So we have all these values. If we add them, we'll get 6A plus 5, 4, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15D. is equals to 57. We can cancel out 3. 2a plus 3d is equals to 90. This is equation number 2. Now, Bhaskar, it's your turn. Solve equation 1 and equation. Sorry. Where were we? Yeah. Bhaskar, solve equation 1 and equation 2. Come on. Solve equation 1 and equation 2. Give me the value of A and D. I'm waiting for you. Bhaskar, can you hear me? Come on, guys. ये तो अभी 8th standard का question है. You should be able to do it in your mind only. Psi said D is 9. Superb psi. So D is 9. So what will be A? Minus 4? I don't think so. Minus 8 plus 27. No, beta. D is not 9. How did you all get D9? 27 minus 8 doesn't come to 19. Oh, it comes to 19. Sorry, guys. So yeah, this is right. I was kidding. A is minus 4, D is 9. That means we got all of the numbers, right? Now, we want their variance. What is the variance? First, let us write all the numbers. I think we made a silly error. Here it should be 5. We divided by 3. Right, guys? Are you there? We divided this equation by 3. So here it should be 5. Now calculate. Sai and Bhaskar, बस ऐसे ही calculate कर लिया. Come on, guys, calculate now and tell me. Yes, Bhaskar and Sai. That only I was saying कि A, how did A come to be negative? Huh. So what is it now? A plus D is 5 and 2A plus 5D is 19. Come on. Size left. Bhaskar. Solve simultaneously, Bhaskar. Come on, Bhaskar. It's already 2 minutes since I have asked you to solve. It shouldn't take this much time, Bhaskar. Hello. Bhaskar, are you there? Give me a thumbs up if you are there. Okay. Ganesh, is my voice clear? Bhaskar, your internet connection may be not be stable. Please check. Bhaskar left. Every time when I ask a question, that person leaves. Ganesh, you are not doing calculations today. Why? D will be equals to 3. So A will be 2. The series will now be A, A plus D, 8, 11, 14, 17. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. Now, what is variance? It's summation xi square, or should I say ai square in this case, minus x bar, the whole square. What is summation ai square? 2 square plus 5 square plus 8 square till 17 square upon 6 minus, what is the mean? Mean is sum of all of them. Sum of all of them upon n, the whole square. Come on, guys. What is the mean? The mean comes to 19 by 2. Correct? So this will be 361 by 4. And if you calculate this, it will come to 699 by 6. Now, come on, Ganesh. Do this calculation and give me the final value of sigma square. Ganesh. Yes, please do. I'll give you a minute. Time is already up, but we'll take 1-2 minutes extra. Come on, Ganesh. Let's see how fast are your calculations. We can divide it by 2. Sorry, we can divide it by 3. So our final answer will be 4. Four 361, which comes to 501 by 4. This is the value of sigma square. We want 8 sigma square. So 8 sigma square, let me write it here. 8 sigma square will be 105 by 4 into 8, which is 105 into 2, which is 210. So my answer is option number B, 210. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you all for joining. It's already above our time. Please make sure that from next time, Bhaskar and Ganesh, you both interact with me. Correct? So that's all from my side, guys. Bye bye, everyone. Take care.